Hello there, Di here. Today I'm making an interesting little birthday card. My daughter needed a card and found on Pinterest a box of donuts. And as donuts are rather a favourite treat for Karina, she decided that that would be the perfect card for her. And when I had a look at it, I realised it was really just a little box with the card attached to the back of it. So I thought I'd have a go. I didn't know how it would turn out. I would make it differently next time. I wouldn't make the box as deep as I did this time, or I would give the donuts a bit more dimension, but this was really just a prototype. But Sarah liked it and she's taken it off anyway with quite pleased with it. But it was a fun little one to make, so I thought I'd share it with you. I'm sorry about the head. I'm still not used to where my camera is now, and I made this before I really came to grips with what I needed to do to keep my head out of the shot. So I apologise for that. It keeps intruding into the shots. This is the base of the box. I've punched out around with the envelope punch board, and I'm just burnishing up the fold lines here all around the four sides. Ready to assemble the base of it. And here I'm just snipping into the little tabs on the corner and removing those little bits. The proportions for the box, there's a wonderful site on thecraftyowl.co.uk. I'll put a link in the video, in the description section below the video when I upload it. I always go to that site. It's a great little formula. You just enter in the size that you want, the depth and the width and the height, and the punch or the envelope punch board dimensions are automatically listed for you. Here I'm just putting tape on all of those tabs ready to tack them down, and also on the little side tabs that hold the sides of the box together. Taking them off and folding them in. Nice sturdy cardstock makes a nice sturdy box. Getting your folding and burnishing right makes all the difference with these. They're quite and getting those corners as perpendicular as you can. Folding the last of the sides in. Getting it nice and straight. Sorry, went off shot there. There it is, that's the base done. Now I'm just measuring on a piece of cream cardstock to make a base for it and adhering that in. I was thinking afterwards it probably would have been more sensible if I'd not adhered it in at this point. I could have put the donuts on it and then adhered it in, but anyway, this is how I did it. As I say, it was a learning curve because I'd never made anything like this before. Then I got to and made the top, which is exactly the same but just a fraction larger than the base. It's about a 1/16 of an inch larger, just so that it stays on nice and firmly. Now here I am attempting to make some donuts. I was really a bit challenged here. I didn't have, I picked out the best size for the box that I'd made, then found a little scallopy edged circle die that fitted okay, and that's the icing. But I didn't have anything really to make a circle in the middle. My punches simply didn't reach that far into the middle of the little donut, and my circle dies were all too large. in the end I found a button die, that's it there. It had a circular outside, so I used that. It was a little large perhaps, but it was the best I could do. And I've got a heap of little colourful buttons now. It really struggled to cut through the 2 layers of cardstock, but it managed. It's one of the reasons I didn't make them any more dimensional than I did, because I didn't really have anything to cut out the centres properly. Now here I am, I've made making a gold frame for the top of the box. I have to measure that up rather carefully and work out, because I didn't have the dies the exact size. My largest stitched rectangle little inker die cut the border, the little stitch border in, but it didn't cut the outside, so I had to measure it up carefully and fit it. Now I'm drawing around the inside, because that section of the top of the box has to be cut away. Poked a hole in it with my pokey tool, and then got my blade out and cut down almost into the corners. Cutting through several layers here, you have to be quite careful. Then I get my scissors and trim away all of that middle section of the box lid, just cutting it just inside the pencil line, so that the cut edge is hidden inside the frame. It doesn't have to be particularly neat, and mine certainly wasn't. Now I have to put some glue in under those flaps that I've released, because I cut away the adhesion. So I put a little bit of glue on those flaps and folded them in and held them until they were set, and then just remeasured to make sure that the frame was the right size. The frame helps put back a little bit of stability, and as you'll see in a minute, I also added a sheet of acetate to the inside and made it just as sturdy as it was when it had a proper top. You can see there the white inside of the back of the frame, where it hides the cut edge of the box lid. Here's a sheet of acetate. I just put an 1/8 inch double-sided tape right around the edge of that, and dropped it inside the lid, sticky side down. I just have to be careful with acetate. I always seem to make it smudgy, or it seems to get staticky. I've made the card. The card is exactly the same size as the bottom of the box. It's about 4.5 by 5, I think, from memory. And I've lined that with white paper, and now I'm putting some tape on the bottom of the box. And rather overdoing it, a couple of strips probably would have been plenty, and I think I put about 5 on, but I didn't want that card to come loose. Just removing the backing paper and putting a bit of glue stick on, so I've got time to put the card onto the box without a problem. And turning it upside down and pressing down firmly to get that adhesion. There it is. The card is on the box, the lid is on the box, and you can see how nicely it stands up. Here you can see the donuts. They've been iced, and I've put sprinkles on them. And now I found in my glue box I think I was stamping up, and I think they were produced for making shaker cards, the sort of circles that had adhesion on both sides. And they're very, very old, and they were extremely sticky, but I managed to use them all up and get rid of them finally, so they've gone to a good home. Just getting them into place. They were very hard to get the backing paper off because they were so elderly. putting those donuts into the card. You can see there's 3 chocolate ones, and there's a yellow, a blue, and a pink. I had to jiggle them a little bit to make sure the position was as good as I could make it. They fitted quite nicely once I got them all in. As I say, they were very, very tacky. I don't think they'll be leaving the box of their own accord. They look quite nice. I put the glossy glue on the top and dropped the beads and sequins and things in. I was going to use proper hundreds and thousands, but it's been a while since we had any ankle biters for tea, so I didn't have any in the cupboard. Just about finished. You'll see the box in a moment. I left a photo just at the end that you can see how it looks with its load of donuts. Sarah was quite happy with the card, so that was good. I'll make it a little different next time, a little narrower perhaps. There it is. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye now.